Welcome to the Juventus Crisis Call Center. Please press 1 for managerial concerns. Please press 2 for coaching concerns. Please press 3 for player concerns. You have selected 2, coaching concerns. Please wait while I direct your call.
Hello. You have reached the Juventus Coaching Crisis Call Center. How may I help you today?
Ma che cazzo, ragazzi. Can someone please explain what the that we just saw?
Hey, we're clicking each other in.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to our first call-in. Hopefully you guys got the link. I put it up on Twitter and Discord. I'm a little afraid to put it right here in the comments because of all those sex trolls you end up getting on the live chats, but we'll see how this goes anyways. And if not, I mean, we have enough tirades of our own. Dash, how you doing, man?
Oh, I thought I was the tirade.
Oh, no.
I was going to say, I'm like, all right, cool. Let's burn this to the ground. So, hey, we're gonna take in some calls, listen to some takes, give our commentary on your takes, let's have some civil Juventus discussion. Let's just not have people call in and say Allegri out and hang up, because that's not really productive. But I think we're gonna talk some Conte, because I think Conte is being linked back allegedly. Allegedly, he wants to come back.
We're talking Conte today for sure.
We're definitely gonna be talking some Tupe Conte. So definitely going to be talking on that. Maybe some other Juve news that's been going on around.
Yes, outside of like Conte and just the whole Allegri thing, there hasn't been too much news, to be honest. A few transfer rumors, but yeah, I mean the week's kind of just opened up for us to kind of sit here and bitch about things in a sense, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. We got some Vlahovic quotes that came out in an interview. We've got the Pulisic link that apparently the Pulisic move that was going to go through but never went through. So again, if anyone wants to call in right now, we'll be taking in any coaching player concerns. Davide just posted the link right there, the StreamYard link. Click the link. You don't have to show your face, but if you don't show your face, please don't troll, because we'll just kick you out.
We're obviously going to try to make this reasonable, right? And I would honestly hate to just be that dude who's like, no, you're bad. I mean, it's censorship in a way, right? And that's how it's perceived. It's like, no, I don't want to hear what you have to say. So, I mean, make it reasonable for the crowd, for the masses. It's somewhat family friendly, I suppose.
Yeah.
To a point. So, I mean, if you need to drop a couple F-bombs here and there, we're not going to be crazy. We're not monetized yet, so we can't be demonetized. But we can get strikes against our account if we start going down some like political tirade or things like that, right? So, I mean, cover your ass, cover our asses. Let's have a good conversation. And I mean, I'm not saying you have to be like cut and dry. This is it. Like you're a reporter or anything. Like you're Farhad on the podcast. Just keeping it real. No, we want the emotion as well. So, what if Allegri calls?
We actually gave it to him. We sent it to his Instagram. Allegri hops on. It's going to be Allegri's burner account, no image or anything. I think Massimiliano Allegri is the greatest coach ever, and you guys are a bunch of idiots and have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Man, I would love it. Also, number 10, he, I'm not actually really sure. And I appreciate that. I don't know what you are. That means you have good internet security. Perfect. Good for you. But anyways, number 10 was the recipient of that shirt, the winner of our draw last week. But number 10 has gratefully decided to give that prize up for somebody else. So thank you. I literally just rolled in straight from work, kicked my dogs out for a piss, and now I'm here. So I'm not really prepared to do that. I'll be more prepared, and we'll do this properly, democratically.
Oh, it's a he.
It's a he. Okay. And I just started off with a she. I don't know why. I'm sorry, but it's a he. All right. Pronouns. It's 2022. We got pronouns. Right on. Okay. So
I guess we'll kick it off. So while we're waiting for people to hop on the stream, join the call. So let's talk player interviews right now. So the thing is there's been lots and lots of player interviews with Zakaria, with Morata, with Dybala, with Delict. All of them kind of low key throwing jabs, but not really throwing jabs, but low key throwing jabs. So I'll give my opinion on it. I kind of think it's a little bit weird because like the thing is either all of these guys like coincidentally just decided to speak about the same topic at the same time, getting it released at the same time, or like some folks are kind of butthurt. Like, no offense to Dybala, like those comments were kind of dumb. Where he was like, "I had an agreement, and then the club told me out of nowhere, no, we didn't." Dude, like, do you not remember your like agent that wasn't really an agent that bought
Your
scenario there?
his cousin, his pseudo agent cousin. Is that what it was?
I wish I had a picture of Jorge Antun. I'm like, the used car salesman that has like, like sticky hands that shakes your hand. You just like need to go disinfect your hands after. You mean
Yeah, I'll
that
get an
agent?
image. I'll pull the Google images up for you.
Yeah, this is gonna be the Jorge Antun roast show, everyone. So stick in. We're just about to roast this guy. First roast. He's an agent. Nope. So like that was one thing where he was just kind of talking about that contract situation where I'm like, okay, dude, like cool, sure, all right, whatever.
Oh, hold on. Did you call him a used car salesman?
Yeah. Does he look like one? He looks like
Look,
one. Yeah, see?
look at the title. The
Does it say used car salesman?
Driving how a used car salesman is to thank for Paulo Dybala leaving Juventus on a free.
Wow, that's funny. I can't believe that was like, hey man, whoever's that article of the Sun, man, him and I are thinking on the same wavelength right there.
That
But
is awesome.
so like Dybala made comments about that where I'm just like, okay, sure. And then same thing with Delict. Like, I mean, I get when like players can say what they want and do what they want. I'm not sitting here like players need to have censorship and all that other crap. But like the same thing with Delict, man. Delict can't even give an interview without saying something about Juventus. Some people can say, "Oh, well, he's right about it," and we do kind of suck. I get that, but at the same time, it's like, Delict, you sound like you got dumped by us, dude. Like you sound like the sour ex. Like, I'm sorry, but like either I don't follow Bayern Munich. I don't really give a rat's ass about following Bayern Munich. But like, dude, like every time, oh man, like, these guys are aspiring more than Juventus. It's like, hey guy, like seriously, it's like that significant other that dumped you because you weren't good enough. And then like you find someone else, and then like the entire time you're just kind of like, oh hey, this new girl's definitely better. New guy or girl's definitely better than the one that I had last time. Oh man, they're doing this and this and that. And then like your ex is just kind of sitting there like, seriously, and no offense to it, but it's not my fault you got benched for Luca Hernandez. Like, get good, bro. But like, it's just like some of these comments, like you look at it and it's like it's unnecessary. Like Zakaria, like, oh man, they played super low and blah blah blah. I get it. Our play style sucks. Like it makes sense, but like, dude, like you weren't even fit. Like you played 1 or 2 games, tweaked your groin, and then you were out until the end of the season. So it's like,
Yeah, I don't know how much he's going to be playing where he is.
he hasn't even
anyways,
played
really.
yet.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
hasn't even played for Chelsea yet. And the thing is, it's like ironically because it's like he's a loan with an option to buy, not an obligation. So like if it
He
doesn't
might
work
come
out,
back.
he's coming back.
Yeah.
So like he'll come back, and then it's like you're gonna sit there and have like that awkward like, yeah, huh, okay. And then like Arthur's on the verge of being kicked out of Liverpool, and Liverpool's gonna tell us in January, like, hey,
Yeah.
can you take him back because he sucks.
He's playing with their youth team under 20. Is it the 23 or the 21? I can't remember, but
Yikes, that's not a good
because
sign.
he's out of shape. But they did say it was on his own accord. It wasn't because of Juventus in this case. So that's something we
Yeah.
kind of have to watch out for, right? These guys were going to the Premier League or Bayern, what have you, and they're out of shape. But is it because they were injured, like Zakaria, for months on end? Is it because Arthur's a bum? And I mean, you see a move. He's obviously not a quick mover. Is it us or them? Maybe both.
Yes.
I don't know.
But yeah, so like it's weird because it's like all of them are just taking an opportunity to flame. And like right now, like I get it, we're at our low point, we're like getting kicked into the ground, but like, geez, man. And then it's like, even like with Morata, he's like, oh man, in January I was going to Barcelona, and then Allegri stopped everything, and then playing on the wing took a lot of effort out of me. It's like, okay, cool, sure. great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't have an issue with players voicing their opinions, but like it gets to the point where like some of this stuff is just petty. Like Delict, it's kind of petty at this point, man, because it's like you can't even do an interview without comparing us to Bayern Munich, and it's like, no offense, your coach Nagelsmann is about to get sacked, so it's like, nah. But hey, I think we actually have
Yeah.
someone that's hopped in.
We have a Sam. Let's toss you in. You don't have video on. If that's intentional, cool. But yeah, I'm gonna pop you in
I
here.
live?
You are now
You are
live.
live, Sam. Welcome to the Juventus Crisis Call Center.
Give me 1 second, guys, to close the door. I'm at work. I'm sorry, but I'm so excited. What a great idea this is.
We're excited for you.
I
We're
love
excited
it.
for everyone. Yeah, welcome.
All right, thank you. So my concern is about all of the above, actually.
Okay.
Look, we got Rovella, who is a great regista, I think. Taking Paredes, in my opinion, was a mistake. Obviously, he's a class player. He's not world class player, but he's good. He's pretty good. But I think he does not understand what Juventus is. He does not have the grinta. Someone like Rovella, he's still young and he has to prove himself. And he's from, I think he's from our academy, right? He's from the youth. So he has that love for the shirt. He knows what Juventus is. I think he should have been given a chance instead of Paredes.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the thing, Sam. Like, hey, I agree with you. I'll give my take, and then Dave will give his. But like, I was a big fan for keeping. So like, if we were gonna get Paredes, I would have been a big fan of having both Ravella and Paredes on the squad, where you can alternate between the two, so you're not consistently running the one.
You can
Just
also do that.
Yeah, so like that was one of the things that I wanted, just because now like essentially Paredes is the only regista that we have on the squad, and Ravella's not really a regista, or I'm sorry, Fajoli is not really a regista. Yeah, I'm always confusing
Yeah.
the two. But yeah, I was a big fan of keeping Ravella. I was disappointed, even though we got rid of Zakaria, that we didn't keep him. But unfortunately, I'm not the management.
Right. If I want to go to the coach, guys, I just want to say something about Allegri. I really think like he's obviously a good coach. He has a great history with us. Um, but his plan is always to secure the defense, to have the team work as one unit in the defense without the ball, just closing the box and not allowing any spaces. And that he does a good job in this. Right now, it's not working because I don't know why actually.
Nobody
But
knows.
even the
Yeah.
defense, yeah, nobody knows why. But even the defense now sucks. But I feel like if we stick with him, even if we start winning, go back to winning, and if we get the Scudetto, which is really hard, I don't see that happening. But it's just about the style of play. This is a guy who always focuses on defense. He does not want to improve the attacking play. He does not want his players to play in triangles and play quick passes and do build up from the back. Unlike someone like Conte or Pep Guardiola or someone who does play the attacking football. So even if we see success with Allegri, I don't know how excited we can be about him. I
We're
feel like
obviously
he
not.
does not. Yeah, we obviously not. I feel like he does not give an importance to that, to building from the back, to keeping possession of the ball, not negative possession where you're keeping the ball between Bremer, Danilo, and Peren. Of course, that's not possession. That sucks. Nobody likes to watch that. But so it's like they don't practice for something like this. Build up from the back. Come on. Like every time we have the ball from the back, it's a long ball and it's a wasted ball. Every time it's so frustrating. So, man, I would just sack him and get anyone else who can work on these things. Italiano, I don't know, whoever, but someone who can change this. Because even if we see success, as I said, and I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself now, but even if we see success with Allegri, it's not going to be the exciting football that we all want. we got players for.
No, and we saw that. That's why we fired him, because he was winning and his numbers were great,
Exactly.
but he was not
Remember
excited.
that? Yeah. And
So
we had just gotten Cristiano, and we had a winning team. It was not like now, and still we fired him because, and he admitted that things needed to change, and yeah, we're not feeling it. So I don't know why we keep him. Anyways, thanks
yeah.
guys so much for allowing me to go on with you. I really appreciate the chance, and I love the idea.
Oh, thank
Definitely,
you.
I'm gonna be back.
Awesome. And
Unfortunately,
I
I'm
mean,
at work. I would have spent more time, but
no, of course we understand. Thank you very much. I'll remove you from the stream.
all right,
And
and I'll
yeah,
listen to your to your response.
appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
Thanks.
Ciao.
Bye.
All right, so there's our first one. He is off the train for Allegri. How are we calling this? Are we on the Allegri off train, or is that just too confusing to say?
Choo choo.
Anyways, so he's a bit more on the Allegri out. I think a lot of us are. So I'm gonna reference people as well to the podcast, which is the original format of Turin Giants that aired yesterday. It was me, Farhad, and
I forget his name.
Weston
Yeah.
Pagano. Sorry, I'm anglicizing an Italian name. I'm so silly.
He's a beat writer for Football Italia.
Yeah, Foot Italia, with Rav, who is another one of the old time regulars of the Turin Giants, who is never around because he's just so damn busy, to be honest. But these are things we did talk about a little more specifically, and it's complicated. We emotionally want Allegri out because of the eye test we see the last couple weeks, and it was disgusting to watch. Straight up, I'm not going to sugarcoat that one. I mean, if, you'd be calling me out as a liar if I said otherwise, right? It was bad watch. But there's so many other factors at play that we kind of have to take into account. Money being one of them. So, on one sense, yes, it looks like 25 million. That's what was reported. How much it would lose just on Allegri. But then there's all the supporting staff as well. We don't know the numbers of that. Is it another 5 million? Who knows? But then there's also the equation of, okay, what if we don't make the top 16? What if we don't make the top 4 in the league? And I mean, these are all the different revenues of money that we have. What if Allegri continues to play, as Adrian said there from Rabona, terrorist murder ball or something to that fact anyways, right?
Yeah. Dude, I lost my coffee watching that. I was watching his video about it this morning. He's like, Juve play a terrorist, almost like a terrorist hostage kind of football right now, where it's not really going anywhere. But the crazy thing is, so he actually, I think he mentioned it too in his video, statistically, Allegri actually produced the best offense in Juve's 10-year history right now. Like it was 15-16 or 16-17. Like I was sitting there, I'm like, he's not wrong. So it's weird because the thing is there's always that thing, and I think this is a clear example of it happening, where when you leave the first time, you never go back again. And right now, it's literally coming back again, and it's just I can't. I'm stuck in a rock and a hard place. And guys, we'll pin the link up as on top so you guys can look at it, just so you guys can hop on. Again, we're taking any hot takes you got. It is the Aventus Crisis Call Center. So come in with any coaching concerns, player concerns, or if you just want to say hi or whatever, just hop on, click the link, copy the link, jump in. But yeah, I don't know. It's a mess. Firing him is a financial crapshoot. And the thing is and the reason why I'm not on the Allegri out train, but I don't like Allegri. So you can call me on the fence for it, but for me, it's right now, Allegri's going to try to at least get top 4 to save his ass by the end of the year, because again, he'll probably get sacked if he doesn't get top 4, and it'll be a pretty nasty sack, depending on the whatever the rumor is about him being sacked without any kind of buyout because of not finishing top 4. So he's going to try to finish top 4. My concern is, and I have this huge concern, is we open Pandora's box if we sack him right now, because Conte's not coming right now. There's no
No.
way unless we give him a huge financial incentive to come right now. He will not do it.
Unless, humor me here, hypothetically,
All right.
he dumps clubs like filthy old girlfriends.
He does.
And he is so spiteful that he would dump Tottenham just to take the Juve job, just to win, just to prove everyone wrong, just to not do well in the Champions League and quit next year.
Yeah, he'd do it. He'd do
Oh,
it.
yeah, he would.
His press conference after quitting would be, "They gave me €5 for €100 restaurant. What am I supposed to do?" Like, but like, my train of thought. So,
Sorry.
no,
It's my fault.
you're good. You're good. No, but like the thing is like I'm sitting here and I'm thinking because Allegri's going to try to get top four. We know that, regardless, because there's no way he can afford not to. If we fire him, we're going to get an interim manager or some random person, and kudos to Pioli, but that shit is never going to happen again. There's not going to be an interim manager that miraculously produces like Pioli did. Like that is a once in a while kind of thing. So like that's rare. So like for me, like if we do that, who are we going to get? Someone made this really like weird take about taking Montero. So someone's like, "Hey, let's take Montero and tell him if he does well, we'll like keep him as an under 23 coach because he's just the caretaker coach, or like keep him within the system." It doesn't work that way. If you take an under 23 coach and you promote him, you either keep him or you fire him and he has to go somewhere else. You can't just sit there and say, "I'm going to take you up in the first team," and then, "Oh, by the way, yeah, we're dropping you in the second team." Or
We didn't do it with Pirlo.
Yeah, you're going to burn Montero, and Montero has like some actual, like, he's got promise as a coach. So like that was just like, I don't want to say it was a stupid take, but like it makes absolutely no sense for me. Because it's like, how do you like, for example, put yourself in that perspective. Like, say that I'm the coach, I'm Montero, and like Agnelli comes up to me and says, "Hey, we're about to fire Allegri. I'm going to promote you and your staff into the first team, and then if you guys like do decent, I might keep you. But like if you suck, you're going into the under 23s again." Like
Yeah,
if
that's
I'm
bad
Montero,
management.
yeah, if I'm Montero, I'm like, "What the hell? No. Why would I do that?" Because like the thing is when you go in from the under 23s to the top tier or first division, dude, you're kind of not really going back down. It's kind of difficult to do that. So that take made no sense to me. I thought that was just splashing stuff against the wall.
Again,
But
though, it's a very emotional time, and we don't tend to think like through all the fine little details,
yeah,
like what you just explained, right? I mean, on paper, at first thought on the surface, yeah, it sounds like it could be a reasonable idea, but the realities of it, that maybe not so much.
yeah, we just we gotta be careful because like the thing is like right now we're in a really delicate time emotionally. Right now, like we can watch a game and sit there, "Oh, I want to fire this guy," and blah blah blah, and sit and think for the moment. But as Giuseppe says, "Calma, calma," like
Yeah.
relax. Because the thing
Relax.
is like we can't. Because the thing is, say, and I'm not knocking on De Zerbi here, guys. So like it's not me disrespecting him here, but say that we sack Allegri right now and we get De Zerbi. Is there a guarantee he's going to finish us in the top four and qualify for Champions League? No,
Nothing's guaranteed.
no.
And that's the whole thing. There
That's
is no guarantee.
Yeah. You can call it cowardice. It's fine. I'm okay with it. I can live with it. I'll go to bed and wake up and drink my coffee like every other day. But like, if we get De Zerbi and we finish sixth, seventh, eighth, is it worth it? Because then we're going to be losing a crap ton of money. Versus, like, for example, this is a hypothetical scenario here. We keep Allegri, we finish fourth, we're not happy with his improvement, we sack him at the end of the second year, and then we replace him with what's on the market. That to me seems a lot more feasible than sacking him right now and taking a Hail Mary on the next coach. Because like, who's out there that we could say with full confidence can get us to second or third place? Because like with Milan, when they replaced Giampaolo with Pioli, they were like, "Hey, we're just trying not to get relegated at this point. Like if we can finish seventh or eighth, I'm happy." So it wasn't per se like, "Hey, we're bringing in Pioli to win the Scudetto." That was almost like a byproduct of what happened after. But
He
like,
he got a lot of luck. I don't know. it wasn't supposed to happen that way, essentially. And it
Yeah,
did.
it's almost it's the same thing as Claudio Ranieri and Leicester City. Like it's just some of that. Sometimes that shit just happens. Like you don't even like expect it, but it does. Um, like that's why my thing is right now with caretaking managers, dude. Like they're more misses than hits because like Ranieri came and caretook Roma and they didn't do anything out of it because I believe it was before Fonseca came in. Like the only thing, like even if you were going to get a Spalletti or a Gasparini, like you need to do that in the summer. You can't do that mid-season because you're not one, they're not going to leave their clubs mid-season, and two, you're only going to get either a recently sacked coach like Tuchel, and even then, I don't think Juve would go for Tuchel. But like it's just there's
They're
no
looking at him
guarantees.
though.
They are, but apparently Nagelsmann is about to get fired for all the trash he talked about Juventus in the summer, and he can't even score goals with Bayern Munich in the German league. What a
Yeah.
bum! Like, dude, if you can't get Bayern Munich to score against teams in the Bundesliga, you should be sacked immediately. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and let's have some solace in that. Maybe have some shared misery, because the top teams in Italy as a whole are not doing that great. I mean, Udinese is, I mean, the best team essentially right now going forward.
I know.
Yeah, it's just tough right now, but for a lot of teams, it is what it is.
Yeah, but
I would also, sorry, I'm just gonna show quickly as we continue to talk. This is from Adam Digby. He was on first couple weeks he was on, if you remember him. If not, go back. He writes for Forbes. He has a book that I'm currently reading now, and I'll just do the screen share. And it's an interesting read. We talked about this on the podcast yesterday as well. But can Juventus afford it not to sack Allegri? And he kind of breaks down a lot of the numbers. And it's Adam Digby, so he kind of just fires at you, tells you what you need to know. So yeah, check that out. The link's there. Or just if you type in Adam Digby and you go to the first Forbes link, it'll bring you there. But yeah, sorry, just wanted to throw that out.
No, you're good. Yeah, KB. Don't think firing Allegri is going to fix the problems. It may plug in one hole or something, but it's something far deeper than we know. Look at the injury record. It's no coincidence.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to figure out what this fitness bug is, man. Because this is something that's just really weird, especially like this season where like no one. Like again, we can roast former players and all that fun stuff, but like there's something here that's just weird because like the way we play, it's like almost like everybody's legs just die on them. It's not even like I don't know. There's a fitness issue. There's a preparation issue. There's a lot deeper to it because again, if you fire Allegri's just the head, one of the heads of the Hydra. So you chop one head down, another one. You got a bunch of other ones that just pop out of nowhere. So it's. I know it's just like to me it's weird, and I know everyone's instant is fire the coach, but like I think Allegri doesn't even know what the hell's going on. I mean, it's on him, but at the same time, there's so much other factors right now. Go for the Arnie slot.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What's the Arnie slot?
Yeah, I don't know what the Arnie slot is.
Could you expand on that, please? I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I don't know things.
Yeah, we might be old and don't understand it. The biggest
All
issue
those hip kids.
Yeah. The biggest issue, Juve problem, is the fitness coaches because you have more than half of the team injured. Yeah. It's like muscle injuries too. That's the thing. Where it's like if it's like a sprained ankle or rolled ankle, I get it, but like it's consistently groin injuries. That's the problem. And it's like and like there was a time, and it was during Allegri's first stint too, where like at most we had like 2 muscle injuries, and those were like the reserve players that barely played at all. So it's odd. It really is. There's something going on at the Contenassa that like no one knows. It's hyper weird.
Yeah. Do you hear my dog panting right now? Is it super annoying?
No, I don't hear it.
Perfect.
But
Okay.
Just like I didn't hear the beeping.
Yeah, I mean there's that too. We fixed the beeping guy. Sorry, that was Dash's fault. He's apologized. Apologize profusely. But no, just a reminder, if you're just dropping in here, we are inviting anybody to show up. I know this is our first time, so people haven't really figured out that we're doing this. So hopefully next time, you know what's the thing when we say it's a call-in show or have some fun called crisis call-in show, what have you, anything to that effect. we want to hear from you guys as well, because part of this whole channel is it's about the fans. It's about you. I mean, we're all fans essentially. It's just I decide with Dash to come on here multiple times a week. Sometimes, I mean, not everyone could do that. If you just got 5 minutes, you got 5 minutes. Come on down. Tell us what you think. So the link's up there. I posted it in the Discord as well. If you want to get on the Discord, you can scan that barcode. Also, the description below will get you there. It's got the link. And I posted up on Twitter if you are following me or just the actual Juventus pod as well. You'll get it always. So yeah, just pop in. We already had Sam. That was awesome. He was super excited. We're super excited because I mean we're trying something new. We're trying new things, and I mean there's no games this week, so let's just talk about all the other nonsense, right?
Yeah, and then if there's certain topics that like some of the people there in the chat that are shy to hop on, just shoot us questions and we'll talk about them, and then just let the discourse between everyone go for it.
So he's saying the Arnie slots from Feyenoord. That's
their coach. I gotcha. That's an interesting name because I'm sitting there thinking Arnie slot as like a thing, like a
thing, like the arse slot.
Yeah.
What did you mean arse? Like
yeah, I thought he was punking us for a minute.
Yeah. Speaking of punking us, we are winning the treble.
Not
sure.
With that attitude.
I will buy you. I don't know if you drink beer or if I can get. I'll buy you something. A t-shirt. How about a t-shirt? If we win the treble, Shirke, I will get you Turn Giants t-shirt.
And then, so here's a good one where KB was telling us that Chiesa shouldn't come back until January. I'm a big fan of that one because when I heard that they're like, "Hey, we're bringing back Chiesa end of October, early November," and I was like, okay. Like 2 weeks ago, they were saying that his return would be set back because it didn't progress well because he was having swelling in his knee. That bothers me a lot.
This is a classic. People are doctors and they know better than people actually working on him, I guess.
Yeah.
And yes, I think where a lot of it was extrapolated data. Typically, it's a 9-month injury. You should be back by September, October. Yeah, it's all just conjecture. People are just trying to make news out of a popular player because people want to know about it. So yeah, I mean, I could put out an article tomorrow talking about how Chiesa is probably coming back in 2 weeks, and it will get retweeted and reposted, and a bunch of people are going to believe it. Doesn't mean it's true. Oh, we got the cat today too. Here we go. Sorry, it's the cats and the dogs day today. This is what happens when you don't take them out. So yes, hold on. KB, you just bought the 21-22 home jersey for $36. Hook me up. Where'd we go?
He's like, I went to Mercari.com or Amazon or
Wish.com or
Wish. I think Wish. So, Sam, check back in. Isn't it a bit weird that we don't know our starting 11? Yeah, no, it is weird because we don't have a system. That's why. It's just kind of plug and play.
Yeah.
The thing is that's not Allegri, man. That's the weird thing about it. And, it opens up the question if you think about it. Because I don't think he benefited off of Conte's team, but at the same time, I think Conte benefited off of having Chiellini, Barzagli, Buffon, and Bonucci there. Like, I think both coaches benefited off of that. Because, like, that is, like, even then, like, it was just such a unique back line that, like, it's just something that you never really see, like, a franchise have, like, a dominant back line like that, besides maybe Nesta, Maldini, Cafu for Milan, and Zambrotta. So, like, I don't know. It's just, like, it's interesting, man, because it's like, I don't know. Because, like, back then you knew who was going to start. Now you don't even know. I think the only piece that that's going to start for sure is Bremer.
Yeah. And of course, if any of our healthy guys, we would know, I think, a few if some of these guys were healthy, like Pogba, Chiesa, obviously would be the starters. But probably Rabiot. But I mean, Moretti's starting to make a very good case for himself as well. So is he going to be? And that's exactly the question. Is he one of them? Is Rabiot one of them? McKennie has been, but should he be? A lot of questions in that, really. Yeah. And should Juve pursue Savage next Mercato? They've been pursuing him almost every.
Yeah,
Yes, I would say yes.
they'll pursue him just from that up in J Medical for no reason.
And he's saying $36 US.
US.
I can still afford that, even if I get busted with the ridiculous import fees. It's probably still cheaper. And he's just sliding in with all the questions here. Do we know which formation is best suited for Juve? Because I have no idea at this point. More questions.
Not a 3-5-2, because the times we run in a 3-man defense, we've just been getting bent over and spanked.
Not a huge fan.
Yeah, there's way too much space in between the midfielders and the defense, the wingbacks and the center backs for a 3-5-2, and we've just getting exploited on the counterattack with it. Yeah. Right now, I don't even know, because like the thing is like we want to run a 4-3-3, but apparently that just doesn't work out really well. I think, and this is my opinion, I think the best formation suited for Juventus is a 4-2-3-1, where you have your 4 defenders, your 2 center backs, your left back, your right back, your 2 pivots in the middle, which is probably going to be Paredes, and your defensive pivot, which is Rabiot, which is, again, your defensive guy that stands in front of the defense. And then your left wing will be Chiesa. Your center attacking mid behind the striker is going to be Pogba. And then on the right is Cuadrado, and then Vlahovic up top. And then because everyone is injured, it would be Kostic on the left right now, then either Milik and Vlahovic interchanging the 2 at the top. And then your right wing is unfortunately Cuadrado. And then maybe Moranti would play behind the striker, because I think that would benefit him more. But right now, even now, for the time being, I think that's a better formation to run, because that means you have people in 9-1. That's the biggest formation in 9-1. Well, they suck at it because we're losing.
Yeah, we need to create some offense too once in a while. But it does seem like that sometimes. A very congested, centralized defense. Not a lot of dynamism. So, I mean, yeah, you can kind of throw a bunch of guys in front of your net, but you're leaving a lot of space. You're leaving a lot of chances to come from the outside, leaving the opportunity for you to make a mistake, which has happened.
So yeah. Abdullah makes a good comment with Gasperini, but the thing is my only concern is, can Gasperini handle big player egos? Because like he beefed with Gomez, he beefed with Illich, so like he's known for scrapping it out, and like Inter fired him within 2 or 3 weeks since they had him. And the other thing too is like he plays a unique system as well, because he runs a 3-5-2. If he came and brought in Malinowski, I'd be happy. No, but dude, I love Malinowski, man.
Yeah,
like he's really underrated. But Gasperini and Juventus, I see the idea. I don't understand. I wouldn't get how it works, because I'm a little bit concerned whether or not Gasperini, because like with Atalanta, like essentially they're like, this is your thing, do your thing. I don't know how Nedved and Agnelli would be with Gasperini, because I think all 3 of those are like hotheads that would clash instantly. Because like that's the same thing with Sadi, that no one really understands, that like Sadi and Agnelli clashed a lot. Same thing, like it's just same thing with Paratici and all of them. Like there's a lot of egos, and like Atalanta, it's more easier for Gasperini to kind of do his thing, because no one's really going to step in his way. Whereas like at Juve, I think he's going to have more backlash on transfers or strategies and etc. Mm-hmm. And I don't. He performed well with Atalanta. I just don't know how that translates to a bigger club. That
was a little bit of an outlier to that Atalanta team, and everyone loved watching them. I got a lot of new fans. Of course, my dogs are losing their shit again as soon as I talk. You know what? On that point, I mean, since the animals are being...
There's 10 pets, number 10.
Yeah. Close. Okay, so let's do the breakdown. In case you guys are wondering, off topic, just to shut my dogs up in the meantime. So there were 3 dogs. They are all Labrador Retrievers. I have a brown, which is 13, a black, which is 8, and a fox red, yellowish, whatever, 14 months. That's the crazy one, of course. I mean, she's a puppy. She's absolutely insane. I also have 3 cats. One just gave birth to 4 kittens, so that makes 7 cats right now. And there are 4 chickens and 6 chicks. There you go. There's all the pets.
Number 20. That's what that is. 3-4-3. The thing is, again, three-man defense doesn't look good for us. Again, Monza exploited it. Benfica and PSG to an extent exploited it. Because the thing is right now we just don't. Our wingbacks are just not good enough for it. Kostic will give you the running, but like for example, Quadrado doesn't have the legs for it right now, and it's just having a three-man defense right now is just how the current state of the wingbacks are, and it's just that the three-man defense is a formation that you have to seriously grind for. If we're having a fitness problem right now, how are we going to run a three-man defense with the team having a huge fitness problem? That's my only cause for concern there. Like if we had the personnel and if we had Antonio Conte's like training regimen that he does, where like if you've seen the Tottenham clips with all the players like literally getting ready to die at the touchline, sure, because Conte's team is fit for it. But right now with our current status and our current muscular issues, I think we need to stay away from any kind of three-man defense right now currently.
Yeah, we are in a bit of a jam, especially since we can even talk about Bonucci, but there's Bonucci, Bremer, Gatti, Regani. Those are our central defenders. And we've been putting Danilo in as a central defender, right? Because we don't necessarily always trust Regani. Gatti is a bit unproven. I think we like him as a whole.
Yeah, I like cats too.
Yeah. Sam's calling me a crazy cat dog lady, or asking. I guess that's technically my wife, the crazy cat dog lady. People would say I'm crazy. I do have not a huge amount of property, but at least have a little bit for all of these animals to kind of do their thing, right? We're not right in the city.
He's like, I got 20 acres, a huge lake out back where I can go fishing every morning.
No, I have just under an acre and technically less because the town owns some of that. I'm right on the Ottawa River, if anybody's wondering. So that is nice. I do just
Right.
I'm like 200 meters from the river. If that
I go swimming there every Sunday morning.
Oh yeah. You would probably die because it's a pretty intense river. But we go to the shore. The dogs do their swimming thing. It's fun. Yeah.
Do my Olympic training there.
Yeah. Is that a question or a statement? John Piero Gasparini has Juve clauses.
That's interesting. I mean, if he has it, yeah, but how much is he going to want from us? That's going to be one of the things too. I'm still with him. I feel more like, for example, Gasparini. I feel more confident with Gasparini than De Zerbi. But like at the same time, I don't know, man. Because like the thing is like, can he do it? Because like the players that he has versus the players that Atalanta have, like Atalanta has raw young players that you can mold them the way that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't see Gasparini being able to come in here and do his thing, like tell Bonucci, like sit down, little man, and listen to me. Like that's the only thing. Because like for example, Gomez and Illich were their older players, and like look where they're at. They dipped. Like they had fallings out. Like I mean, Gomez and Gasparini wanted to throw hands in the locker room. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, it did get bad for a while there. We forget about that.
And the thing is I think also Atalanta lost a lot of their fangs without Gomez. I mean, yeah, they started off really good. They started off really well last year, but apparently couldn't win a home game to save their lives after January.
And what was actually great about that? Sorry, I'm interjecting again. But when I went to see Sevilla there in Spain, I got to see Gomez. So I won in that one.
Yeah, he did. So, that's the thing. Like, I do feel more comfortable with Gasparini than I do with Italiano and De Zerbi. Like that, because again, he's consistently finished in the top four with Atalanta. He had an off year last year. It looks like they started off well again. So, like, if he were to get hired at the end of the year, I would be okay with it. I wouldn't be super excited, like Scudetto bound, Champions League bound, et cetera, but like, if the club is actually standing firm on like the direction that they want to go and say this is the guy we want, okay, that's fine. I'll let him kick the tires. That's again, like for example, if it's between him and Conte, then I'm a little bit shocked if they chose Gasparini instead of Conte. But it's just one of those. It's weird right now. It's just weird. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, you're getting more drunk man comments here. He doesn't even drink them.
Yeah, I know. It's all for show. It's all water, Niket. Like I could just take them and just pour them out. It's water. It's just flavored water. I'm just here to
sorry.
cool.
Yeah, the question I should say for those not looking at the video, how many bottles behind you dash are empty due to UV results? And if you're not looking, he's got a wall
Yeah, I've
full of
got a
booze. But that's because you're a
Sure.
restaurateur.
Yeah, I am a small business owner, so I own a bistro. So a lot of this is just kind of like the fancy extra bottles that I have from over there that I just decide, hey, let's make a shelf so I make it look all cool.
Yeah. Here's a question. Do you have any news on Caio Jorge or George?
That's just George.
However, yeah,
Yeah.
George is George. Yeah, not in
Yeah.
this case.
So he had a patellar tear. That's probably one of the worst knee injuries to have, and it takes about 12 months. And he tore it in October, November. So he's still on the shelf.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a return date. Like it's very, very
Yeah.
vague. I
Sucks.
looked that up last week, I believe it was, and yeah, just there's nothing.
Yeah, and he tore it in the under 23s too. So yikes.
Yeah. Sule is a creative winger. We lack creativity. Would be good to have him, and he can score. We don't really know if he can score per se yet. He hasn't proven that up at the top level. But he does look promising. I agree. I would like to see a bit more of him.
Yeah, I would love to see him get utilized on the wing because technically that's what he is. I want Malinowski so bad.
Yeah.
Like if
I
we
mean,
need
for that
someone-
system, yeah.
Yeah, if we need someone to create, like you bring in Malinowski, man, because the dude can shoot from anywhere and can pass anywhere. I'm surprised, man. I'm surprised he's still at Atalanta, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's going back to my dogs. Cool. I swear it's better than humans. Referencing the pets. Sometimes they are. I'm not going to say all the time or with everyone. It's obviously case by case situation. I clearly love my animals, and I love them more than some humans. That's for sure.
And then the Kyle George injury, I believe, was a contact injury. Like he got hit and placed his leg in an awkward position. So it wasn't like Kyle George was born with bad knees or anything like that. It's just because the
Bad luck.
patellar tendon is like literally the tendon right in front of your knee, and that's like one of the hardest things to tear unless you like just get smoked.
We should stop buying youngsters with bad knees. I mean, they weren't bad when we bought them, to be fair.
Yeah, he's like special example Bremer. Oh man, I hope that knee injury Bremer has isn't that bad.
Oh, yeah. That
shouldn't
is
have
true.
Shouldn't have went with Brazil. That's what happens when you choose Brazil over Italy.
It's his first call up, though. Like, I get it.
You should have been
And-
like, nah, Italy gave me everything I needed. You guys just want me as the leftovers.
Yeah. And a good point here from number 10. If we go for 3-man defense, then we don't have wing backs, only Kostic. A 4-man defense, no. Okay, I should caveat this. We do have fullbacks.
Shitty fullbacks.
Yeah, not the right ones. All right. Juventus are focused on youngsters. Yes. Yes and no. They say they are, but then they get Pogba, for instance, and
Yeah.
Kostic is pretty much 30. So, yeah, to a point, they definitely need to focus a bit on the youngsters. No, we didn't do that. I feel players hiding injuries to collect that paycheck. Maybe. I think it's because there's no other options off the bench, and when you're in that situation, you want to give it your all. Like Bremer's that kind of guy that, I mean, he's a massive center back. He's a fighter. So if he's got a little soreness in his knee and he knows he's pretty much the number one, I'm going to say he's the number one defender right now.
Yeah, I think that's ununanimous at this point.
Yeah, he's showing up for that match. And then he said, example, Bremer. Yeah, I don't know, KB. Like I just said, I don't think that's necessarily his case. It definitely will probably influence decisions at the end of the day. I mean, we're talking about millions of dollars. So, yeah, if somebody was giving you millions of dollars as well, I think you might hide a little knock here and there.
Especially if I have a performance incentive for appearances.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you're good. You have a huge gash on your leg. Yeah, no, it's totally fine. Once I start running, it's perfectly fine.
And yeah, you know, I'm not going to even bash that. The reason why I am such a physical mess right now is because I played through injuries when I should have just bowed down, said, no, I'm out. I can't carry on. Like my shoulder injury, I tore my AC joint. So it's basically what connects my arm to my shoulder. Went hard into the corner boards. I went back to work that night. I was out of commission for months, but I went back to work that night.
So did it like ever? Did it ever just like slide out and your shoulders start drooping out of nowhere?
No, I have the pointy shoulders. And it's funny. So most hockey players, like if you take your shirt off and you go to a physiotherapist or doctor, what have you, and you take your shirt off, they're going to be able to tell that you're a hockey player because you're got the little points up here from just like smashing yourself into boards. Yeah, it destroys you. It's a rough sport. Otherwise, we're almost at the hour mark. If anybody does want to jump in here right at the end, I'm gonna throw it up. There is the link.
Hop on. You don't need to show your face. You can even use an alias too. Just don't like come in saying you're Allegri's balls or something like that. But
I might chuckle, but I mean,
like, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Hop in, shoot us a take.
And it is unfortunately, I think I wanted to do this yesterday, but we had the podcast yesterday. I'm hoping we're starting to calm down a little bit with this whole. I mean, okay, Allegri out. I understand if you still believe that, but I think we've taken a breath now. And just chilled out a little bit. You're starting to see a little bit less on the Twitter. I'm actually seeing a few people with the Fino alla fine thrown up on Twitter, basically saying, "Hey, we're still in this," because we have to remind ourselves there's a very vocal minority that likes to yell and scream and say, "Oh, this guy is trash. Get rid of him." Blah blah blah. Whether you agree with it or not, people are more aggressive. The more aggressive people are the loudest ones. So, I mean, it's great that everyone here is okay. Conte out. Oh man, I love it.
All right, so KB asks us, "Do we all play sports?" Oh boy, KB,
yeah.
Do we do?
Yeah, which ones did you play?
So I actually have an extensive sports background. So I did track and field when I was younger. Obviously, I played footy. I was a kicker for American football. So like I actually kicked field goals and the kickoffs and all the fun stuff. I did all the kicking there. I also play, so like right now I also play basketball on the side too. So I play footy, I play basketball. I actually played broom ball. I don't know if you know what that is, David.
You played, yeah. Oh my, that is an old man sport. Okay, that's awesome.
So broom ball, that's great. That's actually a lot more fun than I thought it was. I did have some stints in rollerblade hockey, not ice hockey. So
nice. That's hard too, though. The blades.
Yeah, so I've played with the roller skates. That's actually really fun. I'm not gonna lie. And then it's like, especially when you play goalie, because like nothing thrilled me more was blocking people's shots. And they're like, "Oh, come on, man, what the hell?"
It is fun, yeah.
Yeah, my favorite is when they slap shot and you just stick out your glove and you just glove it. Like it's just nobody's business. So
the snatch, man.
Yeah, man, good stuff. And so yeah, KB soccer, but I always call it footy. But so like yeah, I've done that. I think so. Here's a fun fact: I actually played professional wiffle ball.
Wiffle ball. Which one's that?
So it's baseball. It's baseball with the plastic ball with the holes on the side.
Yes.
Yeah. So it has monster curves on it.
Okay, for people that don't know, wiffle ball.
So like you can actually look it up. It's Wiffle in Southeast Michigan. I played there back in like 2014, 2015. I used to play on this team called the Wolfpack. So like used to play that back in the day when I was younger. Oh hey, we got someone. KB is hopping in. KB.
Oh nice. Okay, we'll get him in. Here's wiffle ball real quickly for those who want to see what this ridiculous. Yeah, I didn't know that was organized at any point.
Yeah, hey, so there's in the U.S. there's like an actual like national. My neighbor, he was a childhood friend of mine, and him and I grew up together. He was the wiffle ball player of the year. He was the best player ever. Like nobody as a pitcher, like I think he broke like insane. Like every time he pitched, it was a perfect game because his curves were so nasty that no one could hit the ball.
Because he was the only professional wiffle ball player playing against a bunch of drunk guys, I bet.
No, it's not even that. Like, a lot of the crazy thing is, it's like it's hyper competitive too. So like I walked in there. I mean, he taught me everything I knew, but like I was like watching him play. I was like the only person that could get hits off him, and everyone's like, "How do you do it?" I'm like, "Bro, me and him play like 10, 12 hours in the backyard every day." I'm like, I should be able to at least dink it, but. Jeez. Yeah, he was insane, man. Like he was on the news and everything. Like he was like national. Like he went to nationals back to back and just like dominated.
Nice. All right, let's get KB in here. Let's not hold him up. Hey, KB, how's it going?
Hey, fellas.
Hey. Thanks for joining.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, I just wanted to take a moment and say that I'm enjoying the show, guys. You guys are doing a terrific job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for being part of it as well.
Oh yeah, and it's funny what's happening with Juventus because a few years ago, whenever they were rocking it, winning those 9 straight Scudetti in a row, things became a little dull, and you start to see the spiral, right? Getting out of hand with Pirlo and then Sarri coming in, and I think it's funny because it kind of makes you appreciate those moments, winning ways, because they're not gonna be there forever. And I think I find it a little hilarious that we find ourselves in this predicament because I believe it adds a little spice to following the club, even though it's painful to see the club in the state that it is right now. But I am actually having fun.
Oh, that's
Um,
good. I'm
Yeah.
glad you can find the joy in it.
So my question to you is, how long have you been a fan? Have you been a fan before they started winning 9 in a row?
oh yes, I was a fan back in the early 2000s. So I'm originally from El Salvador, right?
I got
Oh,
you.
nice.
And I moved to the U.S. So when I was in El Salvador, Serie A was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, league in the world. That was before the Calciopoli scandal and everything. And I remember distinctly that Juventus was one of the teams that you actually heard a lot about over there in Central
Mhm.
America. And so I've been following from ever since. And once I moved over here to the U.S., so obviously a new language. There's always that language barrier. Serie A was shunned by a lot of the sports media because of the scandal that happened in Italy. So you were not getting a lot of coverage over here in the U.S. But I lost a little bit of a tracking. Lost a little bit of tracking of the team. But ever since I was able to buy my own things and pay for my own things, and that's when I started following back up. And that was coincidentally back in 2012 when the whole Conte came back to Juventus and just transformed this, seventh place team into a powerhouse that it is today. So,
You know,
and,
it's an interesting thought that you bring that up because the thing is I think in you're a luxury because a lot of fans that have joined on the fan base probably joined in after the Champions League final in 2015, like
mm,
with the Pirlo, the Marquisios, and all them. So, like for example, you and I, me and you, we go back. We understand, man. Like for example, we were there for us losing to Milan in penalties in 2002. We were there with the Calciopoli, with the Serie B's, the consecutive seventh place finishes. So like you and I, we know what rock bottom really is. So it's
I
like,
agree.
yeah. So like for us, I think that's why it's like, and it's like one of the things where it's like we're kind of sitting there, we're like, I get it, like we, this is bad, but it's not like like scorched earth bad. Where it's like, and I think, and also this is kind of due to the Ronaldo effect as well, and also the globalization of the brand. Juve, with their 9 Scudetti, attracted in a lot of people, a lot of younger fans, new fans, like again, people in the early 20s, late teens that started following Juventus since 2011, 2012. So all they know is back to back to back to back to back to back titles. So like when they see something like this, like the Pirlo, Allegri's first season, and right now, they're short circuiting because they're like, oh my god, this is the worst I've ever seen the club. Oh my god, we should fire this and blah blah blah. Like
Yeah,
I'm like, and the thing is what's funny is I always tell like folks like that, I'm like, you guys think this is bad? Try being an Arsenal fan where the only thing you can talk about is the Premier League that you won the unbeatables in 2003 and you never competed ever since then.
exactly. I agree.
So yeah, so no man, I appreciate the call.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks.
definitely.
Was there anything else you want to touch on as well? It's kind of open for you.
No, I was just gonna say that it's really hard being a Juventus fan here in the U.S. So I attended the Barcelona versus Juventus game here in Dallas.
Oh, nice.
Uh,
Farhad was there as
and,
well.
yeah, and so we had a lot of Juve fans, but that was because it was obviously a game. It was just a friendly, but most of it was a Barcelona crowd. And I'll tell you one thing: it was a little intimidating being surrounded by blue and red. But the small group of supporters that we had, we had a blast, and I think that's what people need to learn is to to really, soak in that Pino La Fine, Pino La Fine mentality. Because right now, a lot of the players that we have, you can kind of see the mercenaries within the team, and then you can see the ones who really love that shirt, because that makes a huge difference. I mean, you got people like Marquisio, and I think it makes you appreciate those homegrown players. So you always got to be there for the team no matter what, because like I said earlier, players are going to come and go, but the football club will always remain. So I just want to cheer my Juventini up and congratulate you guys on a terrific job you guys are doing.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
I'm
awesome.
enjoying the show.
Oh, thank you
Appreciate it.
very much.
Appreciate
And
it.
of course, yeah, come back anytime.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for all the kind words. And thank you for being a champion of Juventus and getting the fans hyped up. I mean, we're fans for a reason, right? So thank you for being one of those awesome fans.
Yeah. Oh, and I just want to say for the guys that are shy to come on, I'll say do it, because whenever you guys grow and explode, the only way that you're gonna get the attention of the hosts will be through a super chat. So I'll say
That might be
enjoy
true.
Yeah.
Hey,
So enjoy it and take the chance.
Yeah,
Thanks,
we're-
KB.
Absolutely. And don't worry, guys. We're not going to be one of those channels that makes you pay to get on. We're not that. We're not that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks. Take care.
Take it easy.
But hey,
All right.
Sam brings a good point up, guys, or KB brings up a good point, guys. Like, the thing is like, we need to, as supporters, even though we're upset, we're disappointed, we still need to stand behind the players. We still need to motivate everyone to play, because like, empty stadiums, man. Like, for example, even the game against Salernitana was empty. The game against Benfica was empty. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, we gotta start getting everybody going. Like, we gotta get everyone together as a fan base to cheer everyone on, because it's just not gonna. The players will feel it, especially the ones that are passionate about the badge. When they're like, for example, I think Danilo loves the badge. Out of all the players there, I think Danilo loves it the most. So like, we gotta be there for them. Like, in my opinion, yeah, we're upset, but like, we shouldn't go out there and jeer them and throw water bottles and other stuff at them. Like, I think as a fan base, like, we need to get in there and get in there together. I mean, it's football. We have highs, we have lows, but the thing that's the most important is being able to jump together and back our club.
Yeah. I mean, you chose Juventus, right? Whether you chose them in good times or bad times or not so great times. And Punsarda is asking, when did we become Juventini? With me, it wasn't as cut and dry. It all started in '97. We were in Rome. We were visiting Italy. I was pretty young, but my dad, being the haggler that he is, we were at the Travini fountain there, that big famous fountain in Rome. Just went to, I guess, like a convenience store, just one of those corner stores. Remember him coming out with a couple tall boys of beer and a couple packs of Italian cards, like playing cards, play brisk, whatnot, and 2 jerseys. One was the Italian national team jersey. They were knockoffs, obviously. I mean, he wasn't going to pay full price. He's cheap. But he got the Italian national jersey, and he got a Del Piero Juventus jersey. I had no idea. I mean, I was a Canadian boy, followed hockey for years. And that's why it's not very cut and dry. Like, that's when I discovered Juventus. But because of my family not being into it, without it really being on TV all the time and having that exposure, I didn't really kind of get deep into Juventus until much later in my life. And I've always kind of paid attention. So just as an example, I like all the Toronto teams. I follow even the Blue Jays in the MLB and the Raptors in the NBA. I say support them. That means I check the scores every day. I've watched half a game of baseball this year, and I don't think I've watched a game of the NBA since the Raptors won the championship.
With Kawhi.
But I still check their scores every day. And that's what it was for a long time for me with Juventus. It wasn't until I made that decision. It's like, listen, I'm tired. I've been pigeonholed into these North American sports because this is what I was basically told to watch as a kid. When I played sports, and this goes back to the other question, what sports did you play? Just quickly, a couple of them: baseball, hockey, volleyball. I mean, that's what I watched because that's what I played, because that's what my older brother got me into. That's what my parents enrolled me in. So it wasn't until like I was an adult essentially and could make my own decisions and explore the world for myself that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just start watching soccer, and I'm not just gonna watch the World Cup. I'm gonna watch a league, and I had to pick a team, and I went back to '97 and to that Del Piero jersey, and bam, that's it. I went full bore into Juventus at that point.
Yeah, I think the same with me because I think my dad got so like when we first came to the States, my dad got this thing. It was called the Globecast. So it was like it's like a satellite dish that you would put in your on top of your house in like the early 2000s, and then like my dad would get like these Middle Eastern channels where you'd have like the super extravagant commentators, and that was like the only way we could watch Serie A back then because there wasn't like there's no way you could get Sky Sports in the U.S. in like 2000 2001. So like I came in watching Del Piero. My dad was a huge fan of him. I was a huge fan of Del Piero. Del Piero was the person that brought me into the club. So like it was Del Piero, and then again eventually later in the 2010s Pirlo. But like oh my goodness, watching Del Piero, even like young Zlatan at the time, so fun to watch back then. I've been a fan since '99, 2000, 2001. So like for me, it's been a long time. I was there. I watched every Serie B game back then, even when they're in Serie B, and then even struggled with the seventh place finishes. I remember the one year when we actually like caused Inter to lose the title in the 2010-2011 season, where they needed to beat us to keep up with Milan, but we beat them. That was probably one of the more satisfying wins that we helped Milan win the title against them. But oh my goodness, yeah, it's really, really a long time.
Yeah. So in any case, I mean, that's sort of the point too. We all become fans at different points. It doesn't kind of diminish us or prop us up as a fan. Sometimes just circumstance. Like mine was circumstance. I was born into the Maple Leafs, and they haven't won a championship in 70 years. So I mean, sometimes you're born into it like that, and you kind of draw a bad straw. Sometimes, yeah, you just discover it like I did.
I'd rather be a Leafs fan than a Detroit Lions fan right now. I mean, hey, they started the season good, but I think, hey, better off than being a Habs fan. Like, could you imagine being a Habs fan?
Habs fan. Yeah. So, I know a lot of our listeners are from North America. If you don't understand the hockey talk, I'm sorry. It is at least in my culture, it is ingrained.
Yeah,
absolutely ingrained. It's just how it is.
So yeah.
I want to go back to say it. So this guy's a character, and I'm glad he came on because I want him back on to tell us these actual stories. So apparently in that Barca match, that preseason, he invaded the pitch. So yeah, he said, "Did you see me? I was out there with the Barca. He was loud." So I'm trying to go through the chat here, but. Here we go. Here's the other one. I got to shake the dealer's hand before the security got up. So you clearly stormed the pitch and tried to get some action, which I find hilarious. So yeah, come on again. Tell that story. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, why didn't you tell us that story when you were on the call? Yeah, you can come back on. Just hop on the link, Sam.
Oh man, I'm gotta catch up to the.
Yeah, he's asking. He's like, "Can I come back on?" And then
somebody's saying we have Tom Brady solos.
Yeah, I know who that is. I know who that is.
Okay.
I know who that is.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not a huge NFL fan. I couldn't even tell you what a Tom Brady solo is.
Yeah, what is a Tom Brady? But so Amir. So he says, I have a question regarding the youth teams. Do you think we have not invested enough in our youth? We barely hear any news and development that could help our homegrown.
They just made an announcement on that.
They did. They called it Juve Next Gen. But compared to everyone else in Serie A, we've actually invested a ton of money. I think it just takes a little bit of time because we really started the youth sector in like 2016, 2017. Because like, for example, La Masia, that's been a thing for a long time. And that's why they were able to pump out players. But like, also it depends on the crop you get. Because like there's some, I think the only gold standard of academies is Ajax because they've been doing it for so long. Like Ajax is just a protege pumping machine at this point. But like even La Masia, like outside of like the golden generation of Piqué, Busquets, Puyol, Messi, Iniesta, and all them guys, I mean you can make an argument for Pedri and
Xavi.
Guavi, I think. And then,
there's Gavi, Pedri.
Yep.
Those are the two new ones.
Yeah, it's the two new gen. But like and then Ansu Fati. But like even then, like it's tough, man, because the youth, you can invest in it, but like you just got to get that right crop. But there's that one player, I think he's under the U under 19s, Turkish player that we pulled from Bayern's youth system that's been really, really good. I'm sorry, I forgot his name, but like we have this one guy that I think he might break into the first team next year, possibly either the under 23s or the first team next year, because he's really good. He's a German international from Turkey, but I forgot his name. Guys in the chat, if you know, just definitely shoot a comment in. But like, yeah, I forgot his name, but Juve's investing. I mean, the thing is you have Fajoli that's coming out. You have Sule. You have Miretti. So that's three right there. So I think the fact that we're able to bring in three players from our under 23 system into the first team right now is actually pretty good. Because there isn't like really much instances where you see that. Like for example, Manchester's Yiditz, that's who it is. Number 10, you are clutch. Yiditz is the player that I'm talking about. But guys, we got to understand, man. Like we're bringing in actually some like Fajoli's coming in and being able to play. Sule is starting to get minutes. Miretti has been consistently starting. So like we're pumping out players. I mean, it takes time for them to develop and fully, challenge. They're not going to come in at like 16, 17 years old and compete consistently. But by the time they're all respectively 25, 26, they're going to be good players. They're not going to be bad. And then you also have Coney de Winter. He's injured, but we sent him out on loan. Also Marley Ake, who's injured, that's coming back. Like we do have good players because again we're shipping out a lot of them. Like Coney de Winter is being shipped out for more experience. I still think Yildiz is probably going to be pretty solid once he gets put into the fold. But yeah, Punsara, I believe he's a Turkish, like ethnic Turkish with his family in Germany. I think that's what it was. But if you guys watch Yildiz's clips in the Juventus under 23s or under 19s, I'm sorry, I just don't know. I don't remember his age. There's scenes of him dribbling 4 or 5 players and scoring. Like this kid's really, really good. The fact that we're able to pull him from Bayern Munich says something. There you go.
He's 17.
Kenan Yildiz. Yeah, he's very good for his age. Like I think they're playing him in the under 23s. I'm not too sure, but he's been doing really good.
Well, Turkey under 21. I just looked up the under 23 for Juventus, and he wasn't on that. So.
Okay, so he's on the under 21 squad.
Juventus Primavera.
I gotcha. I mean, from what they're saying, his projections are that he is going to break into the under 23 squad at some point this year.
So it says current club Primavera, second club the under 19.
Yeah, cool. So the Sam's comment. So the difference between our youth system and Ajax and Barca is that teams play with a formation throughout their entire teams. Yeah, that is one thing true. And Roberto Mancini tried doing that for the Italian national team. He's trying to get all the under levels of the national team to play the 4-3-3. That's the thing, because the problem is like, so I don't know if you're on the one show, Sam, where we did like how we were talking about how like Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and a lot of these bigger squads have a set formation that they play regardless of who's the coach. We don't have that, and that's the problem. And I'm going to put that on the club per se, because the thing is like, we went from Allegri to Sarri to Pirlo to Allegri in 5 years. And the issue that I have with that is all three of them use different styles. So it's difficult. Like Gasparini, I'll give Gasparini this. He's having the Atalanta youth teams play the 3-5-2. So like he has it set up. But like the thing is the only time that you can get your youth sector to do that is if your head coach and your youth coach are on the same wavelength. And they're not. Because, like, for example, it's Real Madrid with their Primavera. Like when Ancelotti was the coach, Zidane was the Primavera coach. So they were both running the same system at the time. So, like, you got to have that right now. And I don't think Montero and Allegri are on the same wavelength. So they're not going to do the same thing, which is why, like, for example, you'll see Sule do some things and not entirely a bunch of other things. He'll do some things with Montero and different things with Allegri. Same thing with Marley Ake last season with the under 23 coach. So, it's tough. It's on the club, because like if the club wants the club to play a specific way, then they pick the coaches that play the specific way in the under 23 and the under 19s and the under 18s. Barcelona does a great job. Ajax does a great job because Ajax is Johan Cruyff's gegenpressing. Doesn't matter who the coach is. They take a coach that plays that style and they run it all the way down. As they say, they run it back.
Right on. So we're at an hour 16 now, which is awesome for a relatively light week on the news. But here's the thing, because we didn't really focus on all the news. Fridays, I'm trying to do this every Friday now. Just a quick 5 or so minutes recap. Call it the weekly recap. You might have already seen it. But yeah, instead of inundating you guys with just news every single day that I'm sure you're already getting, I like to do the recap because there's other things happening here. I'm just gonna go over a couple of them. So first and foremost, and I'm going to bring up something else as I talk here, so please bear with me. It's some of our new merch. But the first thing is episode 200 of the podcast, the original format of Turin Giants. We're about to roll into episode 200. That is going to happen Saturday. This is all just breaking news here. We're going to try to get as much as the crew on. Dash, I guess you're just finding out about this now too. I just found out a couple hours ago. We're going to put that up as a video as well. I'm not sure if it's going to be live yet, but if you haven't listened to the podcast, please do. It's good. It's a slightly different take, different people every week as well. So do that. So number 2, and I'm going to have to apologize because last week I said I was going to do a historical video. I haven't done it yet because I started reading Adam Digby's book. And it's great, and it's about the whole history of Juventus. And I actually just want to read this book before I start regurgitating back some of this information because there's so much history of this club, and I want to do it right. I want to give it the proper respect. So I will be doing that. We're going to have just a history series, and the first one's going to be essentially 1897 to 1900, the birth of the club. Also, coming out this week, as my dog's shaking around, is FIFA 23. It's cross-platform. So what does that mean? It means we can play together. So that's why I'm really pushing the Discord, mostly because of this. Also news and the banter and just chatting and catching up with people. But scan that barcode at the top there or hit the link below in the description. But we're going to start game streaming FIFA 23. If you're not into it, cool, whatever, don't watch it. I mean, that's the whole thing. We have shorts coming at you almost every day. We have a couple pre-recorded. We have the fan interviews from Kevin. You saw Kevin there last week. He was involved with our fun little skit there. So basically what I'm trying to say, there's so much coming at you. Check in, stay tuned because, I mean, from one day to the next, I really don't know because we have so many people behind the scenes as well, just kind of throwing things around. And a video pops up. So yeah, just stay tuned and like and subscribe while you're at it.
Yeah, KB is asking if we can post the book link on the Discord.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I will. I actually bought the last one off Amazon, and it's coming from England, and it hasn't shown up. But I did pay the $3.75 Canadian it was to get the ebook, and I'm reading it on my phone right now because I couldn't wait.
Just tell Adam to write more. It's okay.
I did. I told him, he's like, you better watch out. I'm going to promote your book, and you better get this. It is a little old. It was written before our 9-game streak, or 9-win streak. Sorry, Scudetti. But it puts a lot of things in perspective, honestly, especially what we're going through now. We've been through this before. The club is 125 years old, just about. I mean, we've been through some ups and downs, and this is really putting a very good light of knowledge into my head right now. So, and sorry, take it away. I'll just get a link for it, and I'll show it on the stream right now.
Yeah, sure. No problemo. So again, guys, this is our live call-in show. So if you guys also want to come in, do some hot takes, have some fun, ask us some questions. Doesn't have to be UA related, but you can hop in. We've got the link. I think it's pinned on the chat too. So you guys, if you want to jump in, hop in. KB and Sam both hopped in, and KB said he's like, "Hey man, you guys better hop in before these guys blow up, because then we can only get on with super chats." That was so funny. But yeah, take a look in there. Sam also, maximum a like. Thank you so much for that one. Guys, don't be afraid to jump in. We don't bite. We just tell really bad dad jokes.
Okay, I think because I bought the last one, Amazon doesn't want to show it. But what I'm gonna do is when I physically have it in my hand, or I mean, I can show you my Kindle book here too. It's Juventus. Of course, where's title page.
See if I can find a cover of it.
It's called A History in Black and White. Sorry, I'll just go back to the super sketch. I thought this was going to be easy. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, it's Adam Digby, A History in Black and White.
So
It's
hey,
there.
no, that's not it.
Bam. Okay.
That's funny. I was like, Googling it.
This is super sketch, just showing you on my phone.
Yeah, it's funny. I was like Googling it, and it gave me a full, like, totally different genre.
Yeah, but check it out. You could hopefully still get the Kindle book. If not, I mean, I got contacts with Adam Digby. We'll figure it out. And if you don't know who he is, he writes for Forbes currently. He's just a pundit essentially. He's an author, great author, and he's got lots of great material. So yeah, just check him out. And he's been on the podcast a few times and on the YouTube once. So great guy.
Sam Farhead runs the Instagram, so it's not us. So we can't just pull up the Instagram right now.
Yeah. Okay. So and that's something else. Sorry, just more tidbits of information about us. If you're listening at this point, I guess it's because you actually care a little bit about the channel. So here we go. I've been doing the Twitter, the Instagram, what have you, just off my personal account. I've just changed my name. My actual Twitter handle is at DogDaddyDavide. I think you guys figured out why. I changed to Dave Turn Giants. We're just gonna make an actual Turn Giants YouTube social media network and avoid all this confusion. That's one of my weaknesses. I'll admit the social media game I'm not great on, so I got up my game there. But stay tuned for that. I mean, stay tuned for everything. There's just so much happening right now. Farhad doesn't even know what's going on. I'm just kind of making things up as I go. I tell Dash, he jumps on board, but it's all good.
Yeah. It's like, I remember my first show. He's like, co-host now. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, this is
All right.
happening. You're on board.
I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it.
Okay, yeah. You're it's just showing up small,
Yeah,
like that's
gotta throw that sucker on the overlay or background.
Yeah, I screwed up. Okay, give us a second to upload. So Farhad's working on new merch. He's kind of asking right now if you like the cursive writing of it, or if you want more block.
Roast it.
This is
roasted
sorry?
comments. I'm like, go at it, comments. Let us know.
Yeah. No, I mean, and this is part of it, right? If you guys want to purchase these shirts, turngiants.com, I mean, we want to know what you want to wear, essentially. So these are just some ideas he's throwing out. The point is, I mean, there's new things coming. There's new things coming. Podcasts and on the store, on the YouTube. Man, we're just going after it. And hopefully you guys are along for the ride. Otherwise, hour and a half almost. Dash. Closing comments. Anything? Or do I run the music?
I think we run the music.
All right, guys. So this was a little more off the cuff on a light news week. We had a couple guys jumping in, which we truly, truly appreciate. Hit up that Discord. I'm going to throw up the that barcode real quick. That's how we continue this conversation. This is how we get into the FIFA. This is how we make sure you guys get on. Sam is back. All right, we're rolling in hot. Welcome back.
He got rid of that Taco Bell Wi-Fi.
Yeah, hi. I'm actually on the bus going back home from work. Can you guys hear me?
Nice.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, sorry about the background noise. Okay, I wanted to tell you the story.
Nice. All right.
What a story.
This is an exclusive Danilo story, guys. Exclusive Danilo story. Turn Giants.
Danilo and Zakaria, both. And Sule after, but I was arrested already. So, unfortunately, it was a lot more Barca fans, but it was a mix. Like, it's not like there's a home and away fans, you know what I mean? So, we tried to yell as much as possible, but, you know, you can hear, like, Juve. The game was nice. Dembele destroyed us in front of everybody's watching. You know, I remember that. And in the second half, I think they substituted, like they put a lot of the youth. So I did not know Rovella at the time or Miretti. I knew Sule because I was following him. And I think 90th minute, maybe right before they blew the whistle, I was looking I came down to the first row. I was up high up first, and I just walked down and acted stupid. Like stood there and watched watch the last 5 minutes from the first row, and then just as the referee was blowing the whistle, I decided I was like, I don't have a memory of this. I'm gonna create a core memory, and I jumped and I started running.
Love it.
And I think I first saw Rovella. I did not know him, but I was talking to him. I'm like, let's go, man, Juventus, let's go, Champions League next year. Vamos, vamos. I'm just saying this. I don't know. I was half drunk, just running on the pitch.
Of course.
And I looked behind me, and they started to catch up to me, and I just took off and ran to the Juventus. What do you call it? Like where they're sitting, and there they caught up to me and caught me, and there was Danilo and Zakaria, and I was yelling, Danilo, I love you, and they came and shook my hand. Him
Nice.
and Zakaria before they take me out. On the way out, I saw Sule. Yeah, I also, oh my God, Sule, please, picture, man, picture. My phone was dead. Unfortunately, I do not have anything of it other than the video, 10-second video that my girlfriend took from the stands, and that's what I sent to you on Instagram. It's like
Oh,
a
nice.
10
Okay.
second
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll make sure Farhad sends that over
So
then.
check that out. Yeah. Oh
Will
my
do.
God.
Hey, so
What
so
an
what?
experience, man. I was running between the players, just looking. There's Piqué, there's Xavi, there's the Juventus players. Oh my God, it was like
Nice.
a dream.
That's funny because that was you. I remember watching that mid game, and I was like, "Who is that?" That's so funny. Small world.
That is so awesome. And you're
It
getting
was
some
at the end
fans
of
here.
the game. Yeah.
So
It was
so
at
like
the end of the game,
so-
but actually fans cheered me on my way out.
Nice.
so like what happened after? They just take you out of the stadium, or like, all right, cool, you're out of here.
Yeah, they took me out. They took me out of the stadium. They tried to scare me, like, "Oh my God, you're gonna get arrested. You're gonna have a record. You're gonna." I'm like, I don't care. This is a dream for me. You know, you understand that. I'm telling the cops. I'm actually telling them, like, I don't care. This is my dream. They're like, no, this is for player safety. I'm like, I love the player. I went there to kiss them. What do you mean for the player safety? And they put me in handcuffs for like 5 minutes. They took my ID. Then they told me, like, I'm banned from the stadium forever. I can't come back. I don't know how they're going to enforce that because they don't check your ID when you buy a ticket. So it's just bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just
And,
if you
they
get
let
caught
me go.
again.
Yeah. And they let me go. Well, that was
Awesome.
it. About 10 minutes outside.
Oh, that's an awesome
definitely
story.
worth it. was
It sounds
definitely
like it.
worth it. Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing that with us. That's a great story.
Yeah. And check out the video. I wish you can put it on the screen. It's like a 10-second video.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, sent to the wrong spot. We can get it up for the next time. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
if you
No
if
problem.
you send it,
No
if you
problem.
put it
It's
on our
on your
Discord,
Instagram, yeah.
yeah, if you put it on our Discord, we'll be able to pull it from there.
Yeah, I don't understand what that is, but
Oh, I got you.
I'm gonna, one of these days we're running late now. I'm gonna show the Discord
Absolutely.
on the live too. But yeah, we understand. I'll
Okay.
get it. I'll get it through Farhad. No worries, man.
all right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks again.
Appreciate you.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay. Little late drop in there from Sam again, but that was awesome. Totally worth it. On that note, I think we've covered it all.
I think so,
Dash.
too.
Here we go. It's your turn.
Oh boy, here we go. All right, everybody, thanks for copping it. I'm sitting here thinking of cops because he just got. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for tuning in for the new call-in show that we've done. We're going to be doing more of this, so I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. Thanks to the folks that hopped on, and just as KB says, better hop on soon before we blow up because you're going to only be a super chat away from talking to us. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally yanking your guys' chain. But hey, appreciate it. Thanks for everyone that hopped in. Our returning folks, KB, number 10, Sam, we know you're here. We love you guys. Also to some of the new folks that have hopped in as well, Sam, Amir, Punsara, a lot of you new folks that have joined the channel too. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for hopping in and joining the community, guys, because we're trying to build a hyper big community for everyone to come in and talk and do some Juve stuff and also play FIFA as well. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.
Good night, folks, and I can't wait to talk to y'all again. Good night.